This is my mom, Lisa Wolf. So, why do you think Grandma left Guyana?
I think my mom, Jennifer Wolf, your grandmother, left Guyana to her home, which was her home country, and she loved very much. She left to find a better life in Canada, a life that was free from political unrest, where she could safely raise a family and find a good job.
There's pictures of your childhood and everything.
No
Fam-
friends.
family
Yes,
and
and family.
friends. Oh, was this you and Grandpa?
Yes.
What about this?
That is my sisters and her husband and my mom.
How many siblings did he have?
Eight. Eight of us.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Who is Aunt Bob
That's Aunt Barb and a friend.
at the pool?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how did you get around? Because there are a lot of pictures of
But
motorcycles.
Grandpa had the motorcycle. I had the bicycle.
Oh, so
And a lot of people in Guyana have bicycles. They rode bicycles. Grandpa had a motorcycle, a Yamaha.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like living in Guyana?
You know, I grew up very nice. It was a nice place. I liked it. It was very hot. We at the time had, yes, the rainy weather at certain times, and the place, lots of rain, and the place would flood. But that was a nice part of it. And you can't go to school because you have to walk in the floods. Flood, lots of water. But we walked to school and walked home for lunch, walked back to school, and nice hot weather.
What types of fruits did you have in Guyana?
Lots of bananas, mangoes, lime, cherries, lots of cherries, pawpaw, plums, guavas,
That's cool. Got a
Yes.
lot of different
lots
types
of
of
fruits,
fruits
lots
and
of
different
fruits, yes.
types.
Lots of fruits.
So, what was it like? What are some of your favorite memories?
Being free to just walk around, and I went to the movies a lot. I love the movies. I used to go with Grandpa once I met him, and my favorite part is like a midnight mass at Christmas time. We would go to the movies and then go to the midnight mass, and then once the mass was over, we would join a band, a music band. It's called Tramping. They play the steel bands.
Steel pans.
Steel bands, okay, or steel band. We call it steel bands. And I love that part. We just join and go all night until like early morning before we go home. That was the best part of my growing up that I enjoyed.
What was school like? Because it was like back in the 1960s and school was a lot different then.
Going to school was like, it was like no other school, I guess, when you have to get up in the morning and walk to school and walk home from lunch. We wore uniforms. That was the nice part. I like wearing uniforms as opposed to getting up every day and not and wondering what to wear. We wore red and white uniforms, and there were red stripes and white stripes. And yeah,
Did you ever get
the
beaten?
teachers were very strict, very strict. Oh yes, they would beat you if you didn't do the work or you misbehaved. In your hand with canes. That was awful. That was the worst part. But other than that, it was nice.
What? Why did you leave Guyana though? Because it seems like you liked it, there. You had
Yes.
all your family there and friends.
Well, politics came into it, like everything else. The government politics started changing with the government, and the people didn't like it, and they started rioting and killing and robbing and harming people.
In the late 1960s, just like my grandma, a lot of people decided to leave Guyana. Why? Well, to figure that out, we would have to go all the way back to the 1950s. Following World War II, the British started the process of decolonization. A part of the process was to create a government in Guyana. In the country, two main political parties formed, called the PPP and the PNC. The PPP party supported the views of Indo-Guyanese, while the PNC supported the views of Afro-Guyanese, resulting in the support of the parties being based upon race. In the late 1960s in Guyana, it was a political unstable time with elections, riots, and violence between racial groups, which caused for a lot of people to move to Canada and America.
In March of 1969.
Aw. What was it like when you just came to Canada?
It was horrible. It was very cold.
Did you face any adversities?
No, never had any of that. Never experienced anything like that.
Aw.
Me personally, never experienced.